You're now listening to the Orlando Magic HQ Twitter Spaces. Join us as we break down commentaries, fan reactions, and dive into immediate post-game analysis, breaking news, and all things Orlando Magic related. The show starts now.
Welcome, everyone, to another edition of the Postgame panel. My name is not Stanley Swanson, but I will be recapping this loss with you guys. The Magic fall 104-92 to the New Orleans Pelicans, and that last quarter was rough. I'm not going to try to be too negative on here. I will just say that the shot was not falling for some of those second and third string guys tonight. It happens, especially those guys haven't played in a fourth quarter environment in a close game. So I'm not going to freak out too much about it. The big story of the night today was turnovers. The Magic had 19, which was more than their 14 turnovers against Cleveland and 11 against New Orleans the first time around. So definitely rough on the turnover side of the ball, and just sloppy, man, just sloppy. But I want to shift over to some positives. Man, Franz Boogie, 19 points, 8 for 11, 3 for 6 from the three-point line. He balled out tonight. Jonathan Isaac off the bench with 3 blocks. He's going to be a menace. People are going to have to realize that once they see him come off the bench, the other team's best guy off the bench is not scoring the basketball. So shout out to Jonathan Isaac with the 3 blocks. I know his shot wasn't falling. He shot 0 for 3 from 3, and I believe he airballed it twice. Not what you want to see from him, but I bet you that shot's going to be falling. Some other quick notes. Amway was popping. Absolutely popping. It looked like it was 3/4 full, especially in that lower bowl. Love to see that for a preseason game. A lot of teams that we played, Cleveland and New Orleans the first time around, they had nobody in their seats, bro. And those teams are arguably, even though they won't finish in front of us at this season, arguably better than us. Yet they can't sell tickets for their preseason games. So that just tells you how excited Orlando is for this team. And we're going to show out opening night. I hope that center is packed. It's going to be a lot of fun. Another note, happy to have the broadcast team back. It was tough watching the last 2 broadcasts. So happy we get David Seal, Jeff Turner, new addition Kendra Douglas, and Dante back. They're the best broadcast team in the NBA, totally being non-biased there. And then another note we got last night was that Nate Tibbetts is now head coach of the Phoenix Mercury of the WNBA. Definitely going to miss him, but congratulations to Nate. Hope he does well over there. And that definitely will take some sort of toll, just losing a guy like that off the end of our bench. But overall, it was a tough loss tonight. Obviously, no Papa John's tomorrow. We got Flamingo on Friday coming up. That's going to be, in my opinion, more of like an exhibition game. And then next week, man, Houston on Wednesday. Oh, my goodness. Me and Stan going to be down there for a little bit of live space. And like we said, last space, we're going to have on Monday before the opening night on Wednesday, we're going to have a little collab with the Rocket Spaces. So be on the lookout for that. But still a lot to be excited about. I'm sure there's going to be some negative comments on the team's performance tonight, but I just urge you not to overreact. It is still preseason. This game will not count towards our regular season standings. But Orlando and LA, how you feeling, man?
Yo, you can hear me?
I got you, man.
Bro, I don't know. We played trash, obviously. I think probably only about 3-4 people had a good game, but Paolo, man. Paolo didn't look himself. Markel didn't look like himself. But I'm not going to overreact to it, though. But hey, it's preseason, so I guess if they gonna play bad, they need to get out their system right now. But other than that, I mean, we can't really do nothing. Just on to the next one.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this game is not going to count towards our regular season standings. We would have wanted to see a better showing from some guys and the team as a whole, but I doubt we'll see that kind of number of turnovers this season, especially Jamal Mosley preaching an offense without turnovers. That's one of his sayings is to keep the turnovers low. The team was just sloppy with the ball, and I hope we can at least see a little bit of film on Friday that will be more positive on that side going into the regular season. But that's why we have one more game. We can improve against a team that we're never going to see again, so we can try some new stuff out. See what works.
And we need to tone down the 3-point shooting a little bit too.
Yeah, we shot 47 shots tonight from three. That's a great point. That is a unhealthy number of threes. I know we had some guys struggling from the 3-point line, like Jet Howard, 0 for 5 coming off in the fourth quarter, and then Jonathan Isaac was 0 for 3 with 2 air balls. So yes, I would. That's a great point. I would love to see that number go down to 30 to 35 threes. I think we talked about it last year. I know we added some 3-point shooting this offseason, but I still think this team's bread and butter is definitely not the 3-ball. So would like to see that number go down. But overall, with 3 preseason games done, Orlando and LA, how are you feeling so far about the season upcoming?
I mean, I'm feeling good about the season. I mean, as long as we stay healthy, I'm ready to see what we look like when we in mid-season form for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just ready for the season to get here at this point. To be honest with you, I'm kind of done with the preseason. I want to see our guys on Wednesday. The excitement level for being down there to get to see that Rockets game is at this point. I'm just ready. So I get you on that one, man. But is there a player that stood out to you tonight?
Jonathan Isaac on the defensive end for sure. I mean, Franz was amazing, like he always is. Uh, Other than that, not really. I mean, everybody. Jalen Suggs was a little more consistent, but other than that, not really. But I'm just ready for regular season, bro. I'm just ready for regular season. But I
Yeah.
do think if that was a real game, it would have been obviously it was not. It was a nasty, grinded out game, but I think we would have won that if that was like an actual game we were playing.
I mean, I feel like if our starters weren't benched in the fourth quarter, and I get it, it's preseason, but if our starters weren't benched in the fourth quarter, that's a game that we grind out and win, in my opinion. I think we were up 90 or 91 to 90 in the fourth quarter, and then our second to third string guys could not find a bucket. And I feel like with your starters out there, that's not really a game you lose, especially the starters we're hanging with. The Pelicans starters, and most of our starters weren't even shooting the ball real well tonight. Paolo went 2 for 9. Wendell was 1 for 7. Markelle was 2 for 6. None of those guys had a great game. So even with that, we were 1 point away from, or when most of our guys were taken out of the game. So I 100% agree with you on that one. Mo Wagner went 7 for 10 off the bench. He was huge as part of our offense with 16 points. How have you liked Mo Wagner going into the preseason? Do you think Mo Wagner or Goga Batasi will back up Wendell at the 5?
I mean, right now it's Mo, but I don't know. I like Goga too. I really like Goga, like just as like a big body center, like that's gonna really do center things. But Mo, like obviously, like he did tonight, Mo could really have a punch for us offensively.
I mean, I really liked what I saw from Goga when he came out with that. He was really the only bright spot for that last unit that was there for the last 10 minutes or so, but he was hustling. I saw that board where he was basically falling, got it out to the perimeter, and then he cashed a three. So really excited to see the battle for the backup five. They both obviously provide very different things for us, but overall, just a tough night for the boys. Um, like I said, the 19 turnovers, definitely want to see that number go down for the game against Flamingo and into the regular season. I heard that you are going to the LA Lakers game. That's the one November, right? Orlando and LA, or is that the one coming up?
The one coming up.
I
Yeah,
am curious, if you don't mind me asking, how much were those tickets?
bro. I think I'm paying about 150. 150,
Upper
but
deck or upper bowl?
uh, it's not bad seats, but 150 is like crazy. Because if I was to go to the Clippers game, it would only run me like $60. But luckily, when we play the Lakers, that's my off day, so I guess I just gotta suck it up and pay for it.
Hey, well, shout out to you for going to a game, at least seeing the guys play out on the road. I hope we get some more fans going away to some of these away games. I know I'm trying to plan a few trips this year to try to get some more Magic presence in some of these away arenas. But that's awesome, man. Um, well, what kind of things are you looking for that Flamingo game coming up? You got any keys to the game?
Uh, Paolo bounce back game, Markel bounce back game, but I mean, they just gotta play like they was playing the first two games, and we'll be fine. Really, just get back to the basics and stop turning the ball over. Stop airballing. We had too many airballs this game for an NBA team. I know it's a part of basketball, but I would like to see us not airball that hard. But other than that, just get back to the basics and we good.
All right, so you heard it here first. Orlando and LA's key to the game is not airball that hard. That's a good one. That's a good one. We definitely don't want to be seeing all these airballs. Skinny, you were at the game. What was the atmosphere like at Amway, man? It looked like it was popping on TV.
Oh, it was good, brother. It was live, man. It was fun. It was like you said, it was definitely popping in there, man. It was a good amount of people. Um, I was excited to see Paul Porter pop up on the jumbotron and do his thing right before the fourth quarter. It sounded good in there all night. Uh, Offensively, man, it was just tough to watch at some points. Like it was kind of like a back and forth game, obviously. At the start of it, at least when our guys were in, like you were saying, we hung in there. But Zion he's healthy, so that's good to see. Honestly, just for the game of basketball in general. But we gotta slow it down. Sometimes I mean, like it's weird to say you gotta slow it down when you're trying to play with pace, but I mean you have to play at a pace that you can control. No matter what pace you desire to play at, if you can't control that pace that you're playing at, then there's no point. Like we had too many possessions where we're just trying to move without the ball before we even have it. Like we're tripping over the ball, two guys trying to go after it, losing it out of bounds. But I mean, there were some bright points. Like you said, Mo came off the bench. He was exciting to see off the bench. Honestly, like he came out playing fun. Uh, Wanted to see Cole Anthony shoot the ball more. He definitely didn't take as many shots as I would have liked because he's that guy off the bench. Like there's you know what I'm saying? After that starting five, it's cold. Like we need that bucket. You see what happens. Like it's not a bad thing. It's just like Gary's not the guy that you need putting the ball on the floor. Let Gary catch it, one dribble maybe, put the shot up. Cole's got to be the guy that's getting the bucket. So we kind of missed that tonight. And yeah, I mean, it was fun though. Don't get me wrong, it was fun. I couldn't wait to get back in Amway.
I mean, I feel like the atmosphere is going to carry over to at least the game on Friday and then the game Wednesday. So it's going to be exciting. But definitely not the first performance we wanted to see from these guys at home. I know the momentum that we carried last year, especially, I don't know the record off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure we had a pretty decent record at home. at least a winning record. So definitely want to protect Amway at all costs. It definitely provides us momentum when we win there. And it just was a sloppy offensive performance from us tonight. But we've said it before, when the shot's not falling. And unfortunately for us, it was the shot's not falling plus being sloppy. But when the shot's not falling, the defense energy that this team provides is going to get us some victories. And I think this was a game tonight that we would have won had it been our starters playing the fourth quarter. And obviously that's not going to happen during a preseason game, but it is what it is. Like I said, this game doesn't count. Skinny, you had your hand up. Go ahead, man.
I wanted to ask, what points of the game seemed the loudest when you were watching on TV?
I'm trying to think. Orlando and Ellie, you got an answer?
It's like when we had like an 8 or 9 point lead. I want to say. I think that was in the second or the third, one of those. But yeah, it was definitely loud during that time.
I'll tell y'all, bro, that play where Gary Harris like runs to the bucket and just like tosses it back over his head to AB. If he would have hit that, I promise you, your TV speakers probably would have broke. Like, the air in the arena was crazy. We're excited for these rookies to get out here.
Man, he was trying to one up Ben Simmons already.
Actually, though, Ji's like monster blocks he had everybody going. Like, he had like 3 blocks on Brandon Ingram on that one possession. I don't care. He blocked him like 3 times, and then that recovery on Valanciunas. Yeah, man, it's fun. And like you said, Bryce, I hope it carries over into the regular season. And like opening night, pack it out. Pack it out. It's got to be loud. Everybody look nice in their brand new jerseys too. Right? Like, it's dope. It's a good time.
Oh yeah, I forgot we're gonna be cooking up with those new jerseys and new court that opening night game. Oh my goodness, that's gonna be exciting. That is gonna be exciting. Was the Goga 3 loud? I can't remember what the score was at that point, but it was towards the end of the fourth.
Are you talking about when he does like he was doing like the handoff, but he does like a step back?
Yeah.
It was decently loud, but I know me and my boys, we were loud. Like Goga putting the ball on the floor is fun to watch sometimes. So it was cool to see him even like bring up the ball sometimes tonight. Just show a little bit more of what he can do. So yeah, it got decently loud at that point.
And Skinny, do you have any keys to the game for Friday against Flamingo? What do you want to see us get better at? Do you want to see the starters play on Friday? If so, for how long?
If so, for like 10 to 15 minutes, 20 max. I doubt it, honestly. Kind of just want to see whoever plays out there. I just want to see the turnovers, the control of the offense be a little bit better. Just take care of the ball, because you defend well, but you got to take care of the ball on your end. So I'm not sure how much we'll see the starters because it's it's not a real NBA team, but other teams have played their guys against these teams that are coming overseas to play. So who knows?
That's what I was gonna say. Is I know at least was it Dallas who played Real Madrid, and they played Luka for a significant amount of time. So I don't know. It being the last preseason game, I'm not sure how much run those guys are going to get. It might be a situation where they play the first quarter and then they just sit them out the rest of the game. Either way, I am grateful so far that the team has remained healthy. That's been a big key for me this preseason. That being said, I saw some tweets about Jalen Suggs and the ribs. I know he was showing some discomfort. I'm hoping that he's okay and that he's able to, continue playing. But that's something to look out for. But TL 49er, you saw the game. How'd you feel, man?
Hey, what's going on, family? It was pretty good, I guess you can say. I guess I'll highlight the key points that I saw and people I was impressed with. I like what I saw from Gary Harris coming off the bench. other than Cole, we're going to need that second scoring punch because there's going to be times where, I know Jonathan Isaac's going to be off. Mo's kind of hit or miss. Joe Ingles, he's going to get his time where he's going to be probably putting up 10 to 12 points a games. But, other than Cole Anthony, we really need that from Gary Harris. I'm glad to see that he got 10 points off the bench. Goga looked good. Like what I saw from him. He hustles, man. I like how, he gets to the basket. He tries his best to get the rebounding done. He has an underrated shot. He can hit from 15-foot range. He can hit that three ball. I like what else? Obviously from Mo Wagner, I like what I saw from him. Him and Franz, man, the last couple of games been in their bag, and it looks like Franz, honestly, it looks like Franz going to get 22 points a night in his sleep, man. It looks like things are slowing down for him drastically. Like he's just making it look easy out there, and you love to see that. In my eyes, and I'm not saying, this is what's going to look like in 3 years, but right now, he's the best player on this team. He is. He's the most efficient guy. The three balls looking nice. I think he was 3 for 3 the last game. He was 3 for 5 or 3 for 6 this game. Like, the play from FIBA is just carrying over. So, I'm not too worried about Paolo, but the good thing I will say about this, we looked at Fultz, he struggled. He was out of character with his 6 turnovers. But the best thing that I liked is that going into halftime, we were in the lead, and this is with our starters who are struggling. Like we only had one starter who was actually in their bag, and the fact that we were leading and the Pelicans were playing their starters, gives me a lot of positivity going forward of what this team can look like. Because the Pelicans literally have 3 All-Stars on their team with McCollum, Brandon Ingram, and Zion Williamson. So the fact that we kept up with them guys in a struggled offense is really good to me. So yeah, I just there's a lot of things that we need to clean up. I think we took a lot of threes, but I'm kind of thinking the threes were kind of. I'm not saying they were forced. I think Moles was okay with that because I think he was probably like, "Look, you guys go ahead and shoot the 3 balls." I think he wants to see what this team is going to look like, and see if there was any improvement in game time situations coming to with those 3-point shots. So I'm not too worried about it. Like Orlando and Skinny said, there's a lot of positive moments in this game. What I would like to see in the last game, I would like to see maybe 10 minutes from our starters, and that's it. But I want to see more Anthony Black, more Jed Howard, more Caleb Houston, the younger guys out there getting more burn. So if their name is called, that they can come in and do what they need to do. Like I said, I would like to see, like, honestly, Jed Howard and all them play a complete half. Like if they have to play the whole third and fourth quarter, I'm okay with that because I think they need the reps and just get up to game speed. So that's all. That's what I have to add to this.
I second that. There's a lot of bright spots tonight. Like you said, I'm not really too worried about Paulo's inefficiency from the floor tonight. I think, we know what kind of player Paolo is. He'll get back into it, at least the offensive rhythm. I think you hit it right on the head with Franz being our current best player, at least for the time being. He's an absolute stud. 19 minutes, dropping 19 points. What is he going to do with his regular 30, 35 minutes a night? That's 30 points a night, 35 points a night. It's unreasonable to expect that much every night, but Franz Wagner is the definition of consistency. So seeing him make the jump every year he's been in the league, I'm excited to see what he is this year because he's coming off that FIBA high. I'm very much interested to see, how much he can improve this year. So super exciting to see that. But Skinny, you had your hand up. What you got to add, man?
I wanted to make 2 points to what T was saying. There's a player that I forgot somehow. He had me like electrified. And if you were watching the game, you should go down to the police station, claim your $500,000 reward. We found Chuma Okeke. He's back apparently. Like that was very good to see from Chuma. Honestly, like yeah, that's true. I really didn't think Chuma had it in there anymore. To just see him come out there, play with that energy, play very well on defense. Joe pulling him to the side was cool for a second. He seemed very focused. He seemed like he understands it's time to hunker down and be like, all right, man, if I want to keep a job, it's time to do it right now. And it's cool. It was cool to see that from Chum. And then to harp on Franz, dog, he looks calm, chill. Like, I'm just hooping. No, no issue. You know, Zion had his little beef going. He was talking with Markel, talking with Jalen, yada yada. Franz is like, bro, I'm just here to hoop. And it's cool to see like he's got that demeanor of like he's able to go out there and score. There's not a lot of hesitancy on any of his shots. There's really not that from a lot of our guys. Like Wendell, even if he's missing his threes, like he's taking them with consistency, taking them in stride, in rhythm. But Boogie looks poised to have a super good season, man. And like it's a good time. I'm not really worried about Paolo, like y'all said. He'll be fine. But then lastly, Franz's defense also. Like strapping. I mean, like he's sitting right there with Ingram, in my opinion. Like he's moving his feet well. He's just playing super well on both sides of the ball, and it's really inspiring to see. Obviously, like when your best players do that, it trickles down throughout the rest of the team. So it's only up. It's only up from here, bro.
And I mean, like you mentioned earlier, the Pelicans are studs, man, bro. They got Zion, Brandon Ingram, and McCollum, and they all had, pretty good performances. So that is a good team they got going over there with a solid young core. I think Jordan Hawkins is going to be great. He didn't have a great night tonight, but I think he's going to be good. So Pelicans are quality, man. Orlando and LA, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I got you.
Okay. I went to what Skinny was saying earlier about Cole Anthony. Yeah, like Cole Anthony, you cannot take two shots, bro. Like you that boy off the bench. Like we really talking about you like 6th man of the year. Like you that dude off the bench, bro. You gotta be that dude. We need you to do that. That's what we need you to do. And for the upcoming game, I want to see a lot of minutes with Anthony Black and Jett Howard. I want to see a couple threes drawn up for Jett Howard, and I want to see Anthony Black go after his like trying to be more assertive scoring. Because I'm like, okay, we all know he's a good passer. He got the passing instinct, but a part of passing is you got to be a threat to score, and that's going to break down the defense. And your passing it's gonna be there, but like you just got to assert yourself a little bit more. And other than that, man, that's it really.
Go ahead and jump in there, Skinny.
Bro, Orlando and LA, you never miss, bro. I was talking with my boy Josh as we were watching the game. I'm like, look, I understand great facilitator, 6'7", you can pass, but ain't nobody worried about you passing if you're not trying to shoot it. Like, I felt like he was super. I mean, I know he's gonna work out. He's working out the kinks and all that, but in order to work out the kinks, you have to try those things. Like he just generally doesn't look like he's looking at the bucket at most times. It's not that doesn't possess a threat, even in terms of like you slashing to the rim. Like if you don't even look like you're looking at the rim, you're not creating any type of gravity. So I'm hoping that he kind of gets more comfortable in his game. And like I said, like when he missed that three, everybody's up ready to celebrate for this guy. Everybody's rooting for our rook. So I mean, I know that pressure probably is a little heightened your first game at home. So I mean, I think he'll figure it out. Um, yeah.
Yeah, even if you don't want to shoot the three, right? Put pressure on the rim. You're 6'7", or if you or try to take the pull up midi if you don't want the three. Like you can, it's other ways than just shooting the three, but like just do it. Markel, do it.
Yeah, it's something that just puts pressure on people, man.
And I was reminded today that he is literally only 19 years old. You kind of forget about that. I know players are coming out after their freshman year and they normally are about 19, but he's got a lot of time to grow. And I feel like he's going to be doing a lot of growing during the regular season. So I don't think we'll see a fully polished Anthony Black at least till year 2 or year 3. He's obviously got a lot to work on, but he's in the perfect scenario for him right now. We've got veteran guards and we've got guys that can at least play over him where he'll still get, minutes here and there, but we don't have the expectation that he needs to get a lot of minutes this year. So he's got the room for improvement. If at any point we have to send him to the G League this year, I wouldn't be too opposed to that. But he'll get there. He'll get there. I think what Orlando and LA was saying about, or no, it was a TL 49er, just playing the rookies at least a half. We just want to see them improve. It's going to be a good night to do that against those pink birds. With that being said, how are we feeling about the game on Friday?
We're gonna win easy.
Hey, I'm not trying to cook tomorrow. Like Shalissa said on the TL, why am I having to defrost my chicken tonight? I shouldn't be having to cook. I should be getting my 50% off Papa John's. But I'm gonna get them boys a night off. I'm gonna get y'all boys a night off. But hey, I'm not doing this every night. I'm not doing this every night. Y'all gonna have to start winning some ball games. I like my pizza with ranch. So we need a W on Friday.
Listen, Skinny, when we start getting those, back to backs and, every other night, you're gonna be eating way too much Papa John's, man. You're gonna be eating way too much. And I'm here to tell you that we're gonna have so many wins this year, you're gonna need to calm down on the Papa John's ordering, all right? Like by the
He
time
got
you
to
eat
change
your
his name
40th,
from
50th
Skinny
pizza,
Hardaway.
Hey, that's the goal.
By the time you eat that 40th, 50th pizza in March, right, you're gonna be having stomach aches. You're gonna be having stomach aches. But Stan, welcome into the show, man. Definitely sucks to have a loss at Amway, but you were there. I already asked Skinny what the atmosphere was like, but I'd love to hear your take on it, man.
How you doing, man? How you doing? How's everybody doing today? Yo, Amway, listen. I know we sit up here and we say on a regular basis, oh, the Magic is back. The Magic are back. The Magic is back in Orlando and things like that. But honestly, tonight, you really believed it. The Magic was back in Orlando. It was a preseason game. And Amway was rocking tonight. Like I was completely just shocked at the turnout, the love that the team was getting tonight. Orlando really represented, and shouts out to each and every person that went to Amway, man. Like it was really, really loud. That fourth quarter cheer where it's the start of fourth quarter, man. That was really something special, and you can tell that the city is really starting to feel that the Orlando Magic are not something to play around about anymore. Where it's not just the Disney, they got the Disney on their jerseys and things like that. No. The Orlando Magic are a real deal. And we didn't get the Papa John's off. We're not going to use the Magic win code. That's fine. Listen, you guys don't need to be eating Papa John's on a Wednesday regardless. It's a different type of day. It's Wing Wednesday. Come on. Like, what are we doing here? It's Wing Wednesday.
Boo.
What are we doing here? Other than that, things usually when I'm watching the games at home and whatnot, preparing for the spaces, I'm here taking notes and things like that. So when I'm at Amway, it's a completely different experience. Tonight, I was really more getting just immersed in the atmosphere because, like I said, Amway was rocking. But things I did notice is, listen, the Wagners are real, man. Them boys is the real deal. Them some hoopers right there. Franz, it's preseason. We're not going to look too deep into these things, but I'm expecting an elevated jump from Franz from that 3-point line, 1,000%, man. Like these dudes showed out. Jalen Suggs, I'm still sold on him being in our starting lineup. The only thing I would like to see from a guy like Jalen Suggs is slow it down on offense, man. Like it seems that Jalen Suggs will miss. And listen, coaches will tell you if you got the open shot, take the shot. 1,000%. Hey, I'm with that. But it seems like at times when Jalen Suggs miss a shot, it'll be the next time they come down, he'll just try and push the ball again. And you want to see him kind of take a step back because you can tell when his game is relaxed, when he's in control of his game. He's nice. Jalen Suggs is nice, so I definitely want to see that from Suggs. I'm still sold on him as our starter. J.I., 3 blocks, man. Let me tell you about this guy, J.I. on the defensive end. This guy is the truth. He is, man. It's just so awesome to see. I'm sorry, guys. We finally got to see these guys in person again. You know, it's been a long time since we were able to see these guys at Amway. So, man, like, granted, we got a lot. We lost tonight. Man, I'm not worried about that at all. It's preseason. I got to see these guys playing, and listen, it's a different atmosphere in Orlando. It's a different time out here. Like, yo, this team, it seems like they're ready to. They understand that the next step has to be taken, and they're ready to take that step. You know, it's not where other teams are still trying to figure things out. No, the young Magic core from Wendell Carter, Jalen Suggs, Markelle Fultz, Franz Wagner, and Paolo Banchero. That, I'm gonna throw Cole Anthony in there. I'm going to throw Cole Anthony in there because if he's not a starter, it's fine because he's that guy. So that young core, man, they really understand that this is a season that they're going to take a step in it, and the league is going to be put on notice, man. It was really fun being out there at Amway. Got to see my guys. It was a good time, man. Shouts out to the city of Orlando and shouts out to the Magic. But, yeah, we got some hoopers on our team, man, 1,000%.
Yeah, that's a fact. And you know what, Stanley? I was talking to Skinny the other day on Discord. And I was telling him with Franz, like, he's the real deal, man. And I said earlier before you came on, as of now, he's the best player on this basketball team. And when he got drafted, I was looking at his game and I was like, man, if he can be Gordon Hayward in Utah,
Ooh,
I would love it because Gordon Hayward in Utah was filthy.
elite.
If he can be that guy, you're going to get 25 and 25 from both him and Paul on a nightly basis. I'm gonna speak that into
No,
existence.
1,000. It's funny that you brought up Gordon Hayward in Utah because I was thinking the other day I was at work and I was watching highlights. I was like, man, Gordon Hayward in Utah is really a forgotten treasure. Like, dude was a straight baller in Utah. No recognition or nothing. He was just going out there and getting it. Like that was, yeah, that's a good comparison right there, man. Franz as a Gordon Hayward type player, man, and Paolo, to start the game, Paolo and I saw Paolo and Zion kind of chirping at each other, and that I'm very much here for that. I'm definitely trying to see Paolo go back and forth with some of these guys out here. Listen, one of my favorite takes in the league is Giannis not really trying to work out with other players and things like that. I 1,000%, respect that. It's not friendly. You're not on my team, man. Listen, I'm not. It's cool. We maybe go get some drinks or something like that. But I'm not working out with you, bro. I'm not trying to get you an insight on what I got going on. So these guys out here in Orlando, I think Paolo Banchero is he's gonna. I think by the end of the season he'll solidify himself because right now there's a lot of people saying Franz Wagner, he's the best player per se. He's had an extra year in the league and he's more well-rounded and thing like that. I'm really thinking by the end of the season, man, Paolo Banchero is going to be, that solidified. And that's not a bad thing. That's not a knock on anybody. But I'm thinking Paolo Banchero this season, man, he's going to take, and it's crazy to say after a first year, he's going to take a giant leap. But it's kind of like with Ja Morant when he won Most Improved after winning Rookie of the Year. I'm not saying Paolo's going to win that, but he's going to have a ginormous jump this season.
I don't think that's unfair to say at all. I definitely think, TL 49er hit it on the head. Like I said, Franz is right now the best player, but I think a Paolo sophomore season is going to hit wonders. And we're going to look back at this conversation and be like, yeah, Stan was hitting it on the nose when he said Paolo definitely will probably be a better player.
Stan's hitting it on the nose 98% of the time. Let me tell you about this.
All right. That's enough from you, buddy. I did when you guys were talking about Amway, I kind of thought of a question. What are the chances that we are top 15 in attendance this year?
Very high. Extremely high. I saw way more people with Loyal Blue memberships than I've ever seen in my life. Like, way more people, dog. There's a lot of people that are going to be at these Magic
Listen,
games.
we were arriving at the arena, and you know how they got the cops outside. directing traffic, things like that. One of the cops, the officers, was talking to another officer and was saying there's more than four, and it was only like 640, 650 around there, so that it wasn't game time yet. He's like, dude, there's been more than 10,000 people that have come in already. That's pre-game, just to get there early to the game, and that's was an officer. Like, it's a preseason game, and you just felt the energy. So top 15 in attendance, book it. Even if it's 15, book it.
Hey,
You
and
heard it here first. Go ahead, Scoop.
to harp on that, bro, like the way, I mean, I guess just like as a something to make Magic fans smile, I saw so many great like player interactions with these kids and just anybody that was in the stands trying to talk to the players. I mean, like, um, it is cool to see like your young stars start to acknowledge like where they are, what they're doing. Like pregame, Paolo was just kind of sitting on the bench, just like, oh, this is cool, just like looking around. There's like this little kid. There's this little kid sitting like a few seats away from us, and he wanted Paulo's attention so bad, so bad. He called him every chance he got. Paulo looked over at him and just gave him like a little smile and a peace sign, and it made the kid's whole night. Post game, a couple of players came over towards the stands. Jalen Suggs gave his shoes out to these two kids. They're like boohoo crying. They were super excited. Um, Man, it's cool, bro. Like Stan said, it's gonna be packed, man. I'm telling y'all, like even if it's 15, you can book it in that top 15.
And I mean, like Alex Martin said, we're top 4 in season ticket sales already. So if that doesn't speak to the excitement, I don't know what does, man. I know these last couple of years have been rough, and we're used to a bunch of these opposing teams coming in and taking over Amway. But I think the people in Orlando are starting to realize that we got a team, and us in the spaces and on Twitter have probably known that for about a year now. But this offseason, I feel like I've seen more Magic fans come on Twitter. I've seen more attendance numbers. I've seen more jersey sales. It's going to be an exciting time in Orlando this year, man. I'm literally counting down the days to Wednesday in that Rockets game. I'm going to be emotional. I'm not going to lie. This is going to be the most excited I will have ever been for a Magic season. And before you say anything, I was not really around the 09 season, 08 seasons. I was 7 or 8 years old, so I was really not keeping up with basketball. But post 09, this is the most hype I will have been for a Magic season, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that can definitely say the same. It's gonna be a movie this season. I think we have high expectations for this team, but I truly feel like there is no ceiling for this team. I truly think that they can be the 1 seed, and that's a crazy thought. But I feel like with a lot of these Magic teams, I'm like, okay, they're probably an 8 seed or a 7 seed, especially that those Aaron Gordon, Vucevic years. Like they're not going to be the best team in the league, but they're going to win some games. Whereas this team, Paolo, Franz, those guys, man, Markel, Cole, all of our great players, I feel like can perform at an extremely high level and with the best of the NBA. We've seen this team compete with some of the best teams in the NBA. We know we can do it. And yeah, bro, my expectations are high. Stan and I are going to be the loudest people in Amway on Wednesday. Prove us wrong. I'm going to be yelling. I'm probably going to get Stan kicked out, I'll be honest. I'm sorry, Stan, for that already. But it's going to be an exciting time, man.
Question, because you mentioned the 09 team and things like that, or not the 09 team, the Vucevic and Aaron Gordon team. What was the most wins that team got? Was it 41 wins?
I think it was the year with Toronto. I don't think because
that was like 40,
the bubble kind of was
42
weird.
wins. I'm not. If somebody could just definitely jump.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, jump in here, but yeah, no, I agree. The Magic are a fun team this season. I think that's what a lot of people are realizing, that it's not just a good team, because you can have a good team, that's not fun to watch. I mean, we saw those San Antonio teams for forever. Those teams they just weren't fun to watch. That word fun. They were great fundamental basketball. but it just wasn't the eye-pleasing test. And this Magic team is Mosley has these guys playing fundamental basketball. Mosley has these guys making that extra pass, giving extra effort on defense. So not only is this team rocking the fundamentals, but they're fun as well to watch. It's fun to see Franz Wagner's funky little Euro step when he hits it, because it's so nice and it's pure when he hits it, but it's funky. It looks so funky, but it's nice. When Paolo dunks the ball, he comes down with just aura. He just looks into the crowd and just shrugs his shoulders like, man, there's aura on this team. They're fun, and like I said, they're playing good basketball. It's gonna be a good time this year, man.
And that Orlando Magic team, 2018-19, was 42 wins.
Oh, we're eclipsing that shit. Wow, this team is within their second year together. This team, I'm expecting this team to eclipse that. That
It's not unrealistic at all.
And like you said, I mean, listen, first seed, it's a stretch. I'm not saying it's a stretch, but I agree when you say that this team can compete with anybody in the East. To be honest, on their best nights, on their I don't even know if to call it on their best or worst behavior, because whichever behavior they want to go towards, they can compete with anybody. And the Boston Celtics, which I'm gonna have fun watching those matchups this year.
Yeah, and I mean, my prediction would definitely not be the first seed for this team. I mean, obviously, all of our expectations are high. I think most of us expect the Magic to play in a 7-game series this year. However, I would say that I think that the ceiling is super high for this team, as long as they stay together. And that's honestly walking back. My thing is where we need a star. I know that was listed, but I have to see this year now before I can say, oh, the Magic should trade for a star. Because I think the way this core is built, I think we can get there.
Your
We're gonna
stars
need
are right there.
Say again.
Your stars are right here, bro.
Yeah.
Like following Franz, it would be like, I mean, especially now, it would just be crazy to not see what those two can do for you before you go out externally. But I feel you on that. I think like the ceiling can reach that high of them being a super high seeded team in the East, like you're saying. Like that's not the prediction, but it's like that with a lot of teams, honestly. Not a lot of teams, but a few teams in terms of if you put the things together for a year, you can really do that. But this Magic team is definitely one of them. Like they definitely have the pieces that if they come together, man, there could be a really special run here in Orlando again.
And can I just say, I mean, watching the game tonight and watching the previous two preseason games, throughout the season, I would really like if we didn't wait till the fourth quarter to put Jett Howard in the game, because I'm really feeling like, he goes through warm-ups and the shot after a few, he starts knocking that thing down. Hey, he's feeling himself. First quarter, and granted, this is preseason, guys, so we don't know what the lineups are really going to be, but it's looking like he's going to not get too much playing time. But first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, he's just sitting, literally just sitting. The wrist is not moving, the wrist is not being flicked. So when he gets in, that's why you see his shots are kind of funky. So but once he gets going, like that kid gets going. So I would definitely love to see throughout the season if we get Jett Howard involved in a little bit more earlier, because the shot is pure. The shot is 1,000% pure, man. It's definitely there. The form is there. It's just, like I say, if you're sitting for 3 quarters, it's hard to get your legs going again. It's hard. You can do it. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it takes a few reps. Orlando and LA, what you got for me, man?
Bro, I wanted to see Jett Howard get reps with the starters so bad. So bad. Because I'm just like, not saying Jalen Suggs is bad or anything. Well, everybody know how I feel about him. But just the shot qualities that he would get playing with the starters. I just want to see him do that. Just for one game. That's all I wanted, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, the form is there, the shot is pure. If he gets the looks that, if a Paolo is driving in or Franz is driving, they can just kick it out to an open Jet who just went through pre-game warm-up, so his legs are ready for, that's an easy 12 points off threes alone. I feel like that's an easy 4 threes off the, like, if it's off the bench, whatever it is. I think warmed up, Jet Howard, you could lock him in for 2 to 3 threes a game, honestly, because the shot is pure.
Honestly, just give Jet and Anthony Black 30 minutes on Friday, please.
1,000%. Let them start to be yeah. Honestly,
I'm not opposed to them starting.
Let them start. Run. I'm not mad at the Caleb Houston, Jet Howard, Gary Harris lineup either. I felt like every time one of those guys touched it, I was like, oh, who's gonna pop for the shot right now? Because it's any three of them it's like lethal weapon 3. That's what it was. Lethal weapon 3.
I mean, especially how bad our 3-point percentages have been over the past couple of years and how low ranked our offense is. Seeing those 3 guys on the court is going to give us an offensive jump for sure, or pump.
Skinny, what you got for us, guy?
Earlier, this conversation right here brings me back to it. I think it was Orlando and LA was saying we gotta cut down on the threes. Like Stan, I said it. We always talk about it. 30. I think I'm gonna still keep it at 30, man. Like sometimes from I want to see more actions. I want to see more personalized actions for some of these guys that come in off the bench, like a guy like Jet Howard. That's why I feel like I agree with you guys. He needs to get in there with the starting unit so he can see plays where they're actually designed for him. A lot of these like high post handoffs where, let's say you have Gary come up first off the screen, he doesn't get it, then Caleb come around, he doesn't get it. Now you give it to Jet, and they're like these little like plays right in the mid range. Versus I'd love to see him receiving the ball off of Apollo drive in the corner, or Markel just probing through the lane and finding an open man. Um, I think some of these plays, like, I mean, we all watched the game. We saw the threes. I just like to see him get closer into the basket. Even like you see when he takes those mid-range jumpers, he looks pretty comfortable. Obviously, you need to space the floor, but we have a lot of guys that have the opportunity to score, and especially off the bench. If you're not going to get more than 2 shots from Cole Anthony, you're going to need other shots that aren't just kick out 3-pointers. Um, that's it. Like we were talking about shot quality. Like a lot of our threes sometimes just come off of like we'll shoot like 3-4 threes in a row before we're like, all right, let's get a bucket here in transition, or let's actually go through the set. Let's not just hold the ball up at the top of the key. Sometimes the ball just sticks around. I think a lot of our threes need to come off of move, like just driving the ball in, kicking it out through sets. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, man. Sometimes when we get out of rhythm, it's just like you lose all of it. Just lose all feel for what our game plan is.
Yeah, no, I mean, especially when it starts becoming not only missed shots, but then you start sprinkling in some turnovers. Then it really starts looking bad because we know. I mean, there was a point in the game today we were up 10, and guys, I know it's preseason. Listen, I know it's preseason, but just going to the point where you miss a three, you sprinkle in a turnover, another turnover, and next thing you know, they're only down 2 points. So that's definitely important, just calming the game down. But then again, guys, like I said, it's just preseason. I do feel like this team just came out to show love to the Amway, the crowd that was out there. Because come the season, I think there's going to be a lot more high IQ basketball being played. Definitely. From 1 to 5, the starting 5, and even with the bench unit coming in with Cole, Joe Ingles, guys like that with experience. high IQ basketball is going to be played in Orlando. That's all I'm going to say, guys. So be ready for it.
Stanley, you got any keys to the game on Friday?
Keys to the game, honestly. Listen, if I could name 3 players on Flamengo, listen, I thought it was flamenco. I didn't even know it was flamengo. I was completely baffled when I heard that.
Don't they got flamingos down in Florida, bro? Is that what they're talking about?
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. Listen, are there any like old NBA players on that team? Like, do you guys know anything about Flamengo?
Let me take a look. See here.
Yeah, like when was this team established? You know,
Bro said,
things
let me
like
take
this.
a look-see.
But do I have any keys? Give Jet Howard the ball. Listen, let this guy shoot 23s that night. 1,000%. Let Jet Howard just get the green light. Give Caleb Houston the green light. Give Goga. I don't know if you guys saw that little step back from Goga when we needed a 3-point. Go ahead. Give Goga the minutes that he deserves. That guy has been earning his minutes this entire preseason. I think those are my 3 big things. Please sit out the starters. We don't want them getting, we're starting the season healthy. We don't want these guys getting injured against Flamengo. I'm sure Flamengo is a great team. If we have any Flamengo fans in here, listen, shouts out to you guys. You guys are loyal hoop fans. But I don't want any of our starting guys or even any of our bench real rotations guys getting, injured against Flamengo.
They do have a 40-year-old on the
Luis
roster.
Scola?
So it's not Scola. His name is Olivinha Rodriguez.
Bro, I thought you were going to name an actual NBA player.
What, bro? No, I don't think any of these I don't think any of these guys play in the NBA. It looks like their top scorers are Franco Balbi.
Oh, you gotta watch out for Franco.
And Didi Luzada. Oof. So if those players drop a 20-30 piece on us, we're gonna be upset going in the preseason. I'll be honest. Or the regular
Franco
season.
Balbi.
Franco Balbi. 34 years old, averaging 14 points a game.
That's the Brazilian ball brother. I mean, like I said, I really want to see just our rookies get reps in. Goga, please get Goga more minutes. I'm really hoping that by the end of the season, Goga's has proven to the whole fan base, I can be the backup center. I can give you guys valuable minutes down the stretch if you guys need me to make plays. If you guys need me to go ahead and shoulder check somebody really quick, Goga can be that guy. I just need him to do that by the end of the season.
All right, with all that being said, does anybody have any final thoughts? And then I'll kick it to Stan to end this thing.
Ooh, listen. Final thoughts. I know I said it earlier, but I'm going to go ahead and mention it again. And if you guys here in the space were there tonight at Amway, cheering, rocking, shouts out to you guys. If you guys were at home, cheering, rocking, shouts out to you guys too. Like I said, I know we come in here a lot and we say this, so I don't want to overplay it, but the magic is back, ladies and gentlemen. The magic is back. That's the team. That's you guys in here rocking with us, listening to this space. That's everybody that was at Amway. The magic is back. Magic together. That's all I gotta say, man. Magic together.
I'm so excited for this season, man. Skinny, go ahead and then I'll.
Nah, man, don't let me interrupt you. I'll go after you. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, I'm once again reiterate it. This to me is I'm going to call it the last real game before the regular season. Friday's an exhibition. I'm not going to count that, but we are almost there. We are, in 2 hours, we'll be a week away from the regular season home opener. And at least all of us here are so excited for the season to start. Like I said, this season's going to be a movie. This Magic team is going to make the playoffs this year. Bookmark it, stamp it, do whatever you got to do. We are going to be in the playoffs this year. I couldn't be more happy with the development and the way this roster was built. I can't wait till next Wednesday, man. 7 p.m. Stan and I going to be there. Skinny's going to be there. Orlando and LA, we wish you could be there. But thousands of fans are going to be at the Amway Center. there's so much excitement around the city of Orlando and this team right now. And you could just tell, just turn on this game for 5 seconds, look at the crowd. That's how excited these fans are to see this team in action. Pump it up, man. Pump it up. Skinny, go ahead.
Man, you said it. You said it all right there, bro. Everybody here, congratulations. You made it. We're almost there. Week away. Opening night. I'm excited to see my boy Bryce. Probably gonna he's probably gonna pee on himself when he sees Stan because he thinks Stan's a celebrity. But man, it's gonna be a good time, man. Like, I'm super appreciative of this time of the year. It's brought some of the best friendships and some of the best times. So, man, it's gonna be fun. Saw my boy Tez at the stadium tonight too. Can't forget Tez. I didn't get to catch Jonathan, but man, running into familiar faces around Amway and downtown is fun. I'm excited to get back out there, bro. Yeah, man, go Magic. I really just came up here to say go Magic as always.
Stan, you said you were going to be autographing at the bookstore across the street from Amway, right? You said before the game.
1,000%. Yeah, we signing autograph pictures and everything over there, man. Get your Stanley Swanson gear on. You know what I'm saying?
No, but for real, for all the fans in here, if you guys are going to open night, feel free to DM us. Maybe we can meet up before the game or at Amway Center. It's always great meeting fellow Magic fans. Especially how I met Stanley and Skinny and these guys. Was definitely a community building down over here. We couldn't do this without you. Yeah, but if there's not any final thoughts, Stan, you can go ahead and end this.
Ladies and gentlemen, like I always end this off, thank you guys for joining us. The Spaces wouldn't be anything without you guys, the Magic Together community, the Orlando Magic family. So shouts out to you guys. We'll see you when we do this again next time. Thank you all for joining us. Like we always end this off, Magic City, Magic Together. You guys have a wonderful night.
For all the latest Magic news and updates, visit OrlandoMagicHQ.com and follow us on Instagram at Orlando Magic HQ and on Twitter at OMagicHQ. Also, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and subscribe and leave a 5-star review on your favorite listening platform.